You can't move forward holding on to dead weight. I need you to hear me today, because some of you've been wondering why you can't get to that next level, why you feel stuck, why you feel heavy, why you wake up every day exhausted before the day even starts. It's not because you don't have potential. It's not because you don't have talent. It's not because you don't have opportunity. It's because you're holding on to stuff you were never meant to carry into your future. You're dragging relationships that expired years ago. You're replaying mistakes you made a decade back. You're clutching failures like they're souvenirs when in reality they're shackles. And every time you try to run, every time you try to dream, every time you try to step into that new season, that weight pulls you back down. You cannot soar if your hands are full of baggage. You can't climb if your arms are wrapped around yesterday. And some of you keep asking for blessings. You keep asking for opportunities, but you don't have the capacity to hold them because your hands are already full with people with pain, with regrets, with distractions that were never meant to stay in your life. That's why you're tired. That's why you feel like life is heavy. You're carrying what was never assigned to you. Listen to me. I know letting go hurts. I know it feels like if you let it go, you'll lose a piece of yourself. I know it feels like if you release them, you'll be empty. But you gotta hear me. Holding on to what's broken does not fix it. Holding on to what's gone does not bring it back. All it does is keep you stuck in a place where growth can't happen. And growth is what you need right now. Freedom is what you need right now. Some of you are still dragging a failure from 5 years ago. You keep talking about how you tried and it didn't work, how you gave your all and you came up short. But let me tell you something, failure is not final unless you live there. You failed, yes, but you are not a failure. The only reason that failure is still defining you is because you refuse to let it go. You refuse to accept that it happened, learn from it, and release it. You're dragging it into every new opportunity, into every new season, and it's sabotaging you before you even get started. Some of you are chained to relationships that don't feed you, don't grow you, don't push you closer to your purpose. You keep entertaining people who drain your energy, who distract your focus, who don't even believe in the vision you've been called to. And yet you won't let them go because you're afraid to be alone. You're afraid of what people will say. You're afraid of starting over. But I need you to understand this. Not everybody who started with you was meant to finish with you. Not every friend is a forever friend. Not every relationship is supposed to survive every season. If they were meant to go into your next chapter, they wouldn't be holding you back in this one. And then there's the pain. I know some of you, you're holding on to deep pain. Somebody hurt you. Somebody betrayed you. Somebody abandoned you. And that pain became your identity. That wound became your excuse. You wear it every day and you use it to explain why you don't try, why you don't trust, why you don't grow. And I'm not saying what they did was right. I'm not saying it didn't matter. But I am saying this, if you don't release it, if you don't let it go, they win twice. They hurt you once, and now you're letting that moment hurt you every single day after. The pain was real, but it doesn't have to own you anymore. You got to make a decision. Either keep dragging it until it breaks you, or let it go so you can be free. I need you to imagine yourself running a race with a backpack full of bricks. Everybody else around you is light. They're moving, they're focused. But you can barely breathe. You're sweating, you're stumbling, you're out of breath. Not because you're not strong, not because you don't have legs, not because you don't have lungs, but because you refuse to drop the weight. That's life right now for some of you. You're trying to sprint into destiny while dragging baggage that was never supposed to be yours. So today, you gotta make a choice. You gotta open your hands. You gotta release it. Stop holding on to people who walked away. Stop clinging to mistakes that don't define you. Stop clutching failures that were only meant to teach you. Stop carrying pain that God never intended you to carry for this long. You can't step into new life holding on to old death. You can't embrace freedom with fists full of chains. I'm telling you, your next level is waiting. Your peace is waiting. Your joy is waiting. Your freedom is waiting. But it can't get to you until you drop what's weighing you down. You've been asking for wings, but wings don't work if you refuse to let go of the ground. It's time to stop dragging yesterday into tomorrow. It's time to release the dead weight. It's time to force yourself to let go. Because until you let go, you will never live. Pain is real, but progress is a choice. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to stand in front of you and pretend like life is easy, like life won't break you down, like life won't hit you in the gut so hard you can't breathe. No, pain is real. Some of you are in it right now. Some of you woke up this morning with a broken heart, with disappointment, with the weight of failure pressing down on your chest. Some of you have tears that never made it to your face, but they live in your soul. I know. I've been there. Pain is part of this journey. But you gotta hear me clearly. Pain is not the end. Pain is not your permanent address. Pain shows up, but you decide if it stays. See, the thing about pain is it's supposed to push you, not paralyze you. But too many of you let it hold you hostage. Somebody hurt you, and instead of healing, you replay it every day like a movie on repeat. Somebody left you, and instead of moving forward, you camp out at the place they abandoned you. You failed, and instead of learning, you let that failure convince you that trying again is pointless. That's the trick pain plays. It tries to convince you that because you got knocked down once, you don't have the strength to get back up. It lies to you, and the longer you sit in it, the louder that lie gets. But listen to me, progress is always a choice. It don't matter what happened. It don't matter how heavy the blow was. It don't matter who walked out, who turned their back, who said, you'd never make it. You have a decision to make. Are you going to let pain write your story? Or are you going to pick up the pen and write it yourself? Because the truth is, the people who grow, the people who overcome, the people who actually win at life, they don't do it because they never experience pain. They do it because they refuse to let pain have the last word. You got to stop feeding your pain and start feeding your purpose. Stop rehearsing the moment that broke you and start rehearsing the vision that's trying to heal you. Stop giving all your energy to the wound and start giving your energy to the work. Because progress ain't about how you feel. It's about what you choose. And sometimes the most powerful choice you can make is to move while you're still hurting, to fight while you're still bleeding, to rise while you're still crying. Some of you, you're waiting for the pain to go away before you make a move. You're waiting for the wound to close before you chase the dream. You're waiting for the fear to disappear before you take the step. But I came to tell you that day might never come. You might have to move while it hurts. You might have to grow with tears in your eyes. You might have to push with a limp. You might have to trust again even with a scar. That's what separates the ones who stay stuck from the ones who break through. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait for the pain to disappear. They make a decision, I will progress even in the middle of the storm. You think success is built on comfort. No, success is built on discomfort. You think growth happens when everything is smooth. No, growth happens when it's rough, when it's painful, when it's hard, when it costs you something. That's why pain shows up. It's not to destroy you. It's to develop you. But only if you choose to see it that way. I know some of you have been hurt so bad you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Life stripped you of your confidence, of your joy, of your fight. But I promise you this, what's left inside you is enough. That small flame, that little bit of hope, that whisper that tells you there's still more for your life, that's all you need. You don't have to feel strong to move. You don't have to feel healed to grow. You don't have to feel fearless to step forward. You just got to choose progress, one small step at a time. So stop waiting for pain to leave. Stop waiting for the perfect day. Stop waiting for somebody else to come rescue you. It's on you. It's always been on you. And the moment you decide that pain won't define you, the moment you choose to move anyway, that's the moment you start winning. The pain may be real, but so is your power. And progress is always a choice. Some of you are not living, you're just existing. And the reason why is simple. You let fear rob you of your freedom. Fear has you trapped in the same cycle, the same patterns, the same routines year after year. You wake up, you go through the motions, but deep inside you know you're not walking in your full potential. You're not stretching, you're not risking, you're not living, you're surviving. And that's not what you were put on this earth to do. Fear is powerful. It whispers to you in the dark, what if you fail? What if you try and everybody laughs? What if they don't support you? What if you're not good enough? And because you listen, you settle. You stay in a job you hate because fear says security is safer than purpose. You stay in relationships that drain you because fear says being alone is worse than being unhappy. You sit on dreams that have been burning inside you for years because fear says you don't have what it takes. And so you exist, but you don't live. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. It exaggerates the risk and minimizes the reward. It convinces you that stepping out will destroy you, when the reality is staying where you are will slowly suffocate you. Fear makes you believe that failure is fatal. But let me tell you, failure is feedback. Failure is education. Failure is the price of growth. The only thing worse than failing is never trying. I need you to stop letting fear write your story, because some of you, you've been living on pause for years. You tell yourself, when the timing is right, then I'll move. When I feel ready, then I'll take the step. When I'm not scared anymore, then I'll start. But listen to me, fear doesn't leave before you move. Fear leaves because you move. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move in spite of it. And every time you step forward, even trembling, even doubting, you strip fear of its power. Think about it. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every success you admire came from somebody who was scared but did it anyway. They weren't superhuman. They weren't fearless. They just decided that their future mattered more than their fear. They chose to live instead of just exist. And the difference between them and you is not ability, it's not opportunity, it's choice. They chose freedom over fear. So, what are you choosing? Are you choosing comfort, or are you choosing growth? Are you choosing safety, or are you choosing destiny? Because you can't have both. Fear will always offer you safety, but safety is not life. Safety is a cage dressed up as comfort. And some of you, you've been in that cage so long, you've convinced yourself it's home. But deep down, you know you were built for more. Deep down, you know there's something inside you that's bigger there than the box you've been living in. And I get it. Fear feels real. Fear makes your chest tight, your palms sweat, your heart race. But understand this, fear is not danger. Fear is just anticipation. Fear is a story your mind tells you about what could happen, not what will happen. And most of the time, the story never even plays out. You've wasted years scared of a what if that never showed up. But what if it works? What if the door opens? What if the risk pays off? What if the dream becomes real? You won't know until you move. And if you don't move, you're guaranteed to lose, because life does not reward hesitation. Life rewards action. So today, you have to force yourself to break free. You have to make a decision that fear will no longer control your moves. That fear will no longer dictate your future. Every time fear whispers, "What if?" you answer back, "What if I don't?" Because I promise you, the regret of never trying will haunt you far more than the pain of falling short. Failure hurts, yes, but regret will eat you alive. So don't let fear rob you anymore. Don't let it steal your dreams, your freedom, your life. You were not born to live in a cage of what ifs. You were born to live bold, to live free, to live fully. And that starts with one decision, one step, one moment where you say, "I may be scared, but I'm moving anyway." Because the only thing worse than failing is never knowing what you could have become. Every day you hold back. Every day you stay stuck in the past. Every day you refuse to step into your future. You're wasting the greatest gift you've been given, the gift of life. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but time is not promised to you. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. You keep acting like you got forever, but forever ain't in your hands. Every second that passes is a second you can't get back. And yet you sit on dreams, you sit on goals, you sit on opportunities because you're too afraid to let go of what's behind you. And the truth is, one day you're going to wake up and realize that the thing you were clinging to winging wasn't worth what it cost you to miss out on what you could have had. Listen to me. Regret is heavier than failure. Regret weighs more than rejection. Regret is a pain you can't shake, because regret lives in the what if. What if I had tried? What if I had moved? What if I had taken the shot? What if I had let go of what was hurting me so I could reach for what was waiting on me? That's the weight some of you are already carrying. And if you don't change, you're going to live your whole life wishing instead of living. You think you're safe by holding back. You think you're protecting yourself by staying in the comfort zone, by clinging to the past, by keeping the familiar. But let me tell you what's really happening. You're dying slowly. You're suffocating your potential. You're strangling your joy. You're burying your purpose alive. And when the end comes, you won't be hurt because of what you lost. You'll be hurt because of what you never even reached for. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care how many times you failed. The one thing you cannot afford is to waste your life living small, living scared, living stuck. You don't get a replay button. You don't get to do this twice. This is it. Right here. Right now. You either force yourself to let go of the past and live fully, or you die with dreams still inside you, visions that never came to life, potential that never saw the light of day. And I know why some of you hesitate. You're scared of the unknown. You're afraid of stepping into something that doesn't come with guarantees. You're worried about being judged, about being laughed at, about losing people, about failing. But let me ask you something. What's the point of keeping everyone else happy if you die empty? What's the point of protecting yourself from failure if all you succeed at is staying the same? What's the point of clinging to what's safe if safe is killing you on the inside? Life is not about playing it safe. Life is about living it. Life is about experiencing, about stretching, about growing, about becoming everything you were designed to be. You were not created to just pay bills and die. You were not created to just exist in the background. You were created with something inside you that this world needs, but it'll never show up if you don't make the choice to live boldly. And the truth is, nobody else can make that decision for you. Nobody else can release the weight for you. Nobody else can step out for you. You can sit around and wait for somebody to push you. Wait for somebody to give you permission. Wait for somebody to validate you. But while you wait, time is still ticking. While you wait, life is still moving. While you wait, opportunities are passing you by. So you gotta decide, do you want to get to the end of your life and say, I gave it everything, I lived, I tried, I stretched, I became? Or do you want to say, I stayed comfortable, I stayed safe, I held on to my excuses, and I missed it? That's the choice, and nobody escapes it. You will either face the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. And I promise you, regret hurts far more. It's time to stop playing around with your future. It's time to stop letting fear hold the pen. It's time to stop letting the past keep you prisoner. It's time to stop wasting days like you got an endless supply. You got one life, one shot, one chance to make it count. Don't waste it looking backward. Don't waste it holding on to what's gone. Don't waste it living beneath your calling. Because when it's all said and done and the clock runs out, you don't get another round. You don't get another chance. And the worst thing you could ever face is looking back and realizing you never really lived. So force yourself to let go, because the cost of holding on is a lifetime of regret.